¿Qué onda, amiguis? I hope you're having a good day. You go ahead and get a Dazzaroni open. Hi, Gabriel. How you doing? Hydrate. I got coffee today. I don't think it's gonna help me, but I can dream. I probably should at some point go and swap to water. But also, I wanted to say before I start streaming, thank you to everybody who has subbed over on my YouTube. The most recent ones I can see are Cosmo, Bear, Cat, and Jackie Frost. I really do appreciate that a lot. I am stoked. Okay, let me get... I'm trying to fucking infuse whatever energy that is in this song into my bloodstream today. We're gonna see if it works. Okay, why is Daz trying to open 2 copies of itself? I don't know. I don't know! Nice, D&D is good. We're almost done with our campaign. What a joyous piece of orchestra. This is so beautiful. Yeah, wow. What an amazing piece of music. Oh my god. God, the bass. I'm trying to literally just fucking take whatever this energy is and just, like, make it my blood. You feel a brand new day. Can you feel a brand new day? God damn. Fucking, oh my god, she's so talented. Holy shit. If you guys have not seen The Wiz, please go. Please go watch. Yeah, if you want to share, you're more than welcome to, Gabriel. For sure. I might be not necessarily the, like, 100% the most attentive into chat, because I've had a rough last, like, couple of days, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to stream today, but I recognize that, like, if I didn't, I would just be sitting here staring at a computer screen for, like, 3 hours, and the executive dysfunction was gonna fucking ruin my life. So we're here. We did it. Actually, yes, I am gonna do this shot. Okay. Trying to use whatever this energy is to counteract whatever the fuck is going on in the United States right now. A little girl has her hometown destroyed and gets taken in by a passing band of soldiers. Nice. Makes a deal with the death entity. Nice. One-time use for each hand. Dang! That sounds like the base for a pretty interesting warlock character for sure. Death gods are always interesting to work with in D&D. The Court of Snakes campaign is done now, so it ended yesterday. But it did great. It managed to get across that stretch goal at the very end, which is awesome. And now I get to suffer the process of sending out all of the stretch goal or like survey stuff to try and get people to do everything that I need them to do before I leave for Canada, and that is going to be the challenge. We'll see how that goes. But it is done. So that's like one temporary stressor off of my plate for now. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about this in terms of cinema. And actually, I'm gonna not have this secondary box on here. Rip this model leaning directly into the table. That's fine, though. I'm gonna actually go ahead and get rid of this. I can't believe that these people danced for, like, literally, like, fucking 7 minutes straight. How long is this track? 8 minutes straight? Christ. And I recognize there were jump cuts in the middle of it, but you know that they were fucking doing that shit on repeat for takes in the back. That's nuts. But yeah, Court of Snakes did really, really well. Let me open up the backer kit for it, and I'll show you kind of what we ended up with. So, it ended up literally being $1 over $2,400, which makes this not only my highest grossing Kickstarter or crowdfunding campaign of all time, but also the most amount of backers of all time, and also the first time ever in my publishing like life. So for the last 8 years, the way that publishing works typically is like you run these Kickstarters and they barely make just enough to cover the cost of actually making the book. They don't, like, printing the thing. They don't actually allow you to make any kind of profit. And this is the first time I've ever run a project and actually made a significant profit off of it. This is the first time I've been over $10,000 or $2,000. This is the first time I've made over 180% funded on a project because it was well overfunded. So this thing was like, it was kind of a big deal. Really exciting. And also, too, obviously, every other title in the Book Bazaar ended up funding. Collectively, all of us raised almost $36,000 between around 1,100 people. So that's nuts. Actively nuts. So we did get the first stretch goal. I'm going to be sending out surveys probably today, so definitely keep an eye out on your email. If you only backed a digital tier, slightly less crazy than if you backed a physical tier, but that's a pretty easy thing. I'm going to be whipping together the ebooks and then getting that going, and then you should get that into your email after you fill out the survey. Brand day. It may take, like, I think, like 24 hours, they estimate, for payments to go through, so sometimes it's slow, but sometimes it's fast. I backed a bunch of the other Book Bazaar Kickstarters, and I think all of my payments have gone through at this point, so probably it will happen today at the latest. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a silhouette shot here of them up against the window. And that way I don't have to suffer today while my brain is Swiss cheese. That would be pretty sick if I don't have to, like, worry about that shit. Totally. As somebody who has negative $124 in my checking account right now, I understand. That's relatable. This sounds like a Jak and Daxter track, and I know it is not. I have no idea who this artist is. Who is this? Oh, Ratatat. Dang. What a surprise! I wonder if this means that Ratatat's making music again. Yeah, this particular last 2 months has been awful because I've been getting half the amount of paycheck that I normally do from teaching. So rather than making like around like $1,200 every 2 weeks, all of a sudden I'm making legit $600. And I'm like, this is fun. I am stressed out as all fuck. I think I'm actually going to... Yeah, I think I have an idea of kind of how I want to set this up. Okay. I was like, how do I want to have this go? But I know what I must do. I'm not going to include that hand there because that's going to fuck with their silhouette. We're not going to do that. Yeah, this is probably the worst Ratatat track I think I've ever heard. That's crazy. Trash. That was rough. I think I'm going to silhouette the entire table and the shapes, so that way it's just really cool and like geometric. We'll see how it goes. If I end up not liking it, I can change it later. Yeah, that's cool, Gabriel. I like that. I really like character-driven like D&D campaigns. I play with a bunch of murder hobos, so I'm not allowed to make really like intense story-based shit like that. Everybody in my D&D group is like, but what if we ate a face? And I'm like, oh. That's an interesting choice that you're making there. What if I threw myself off the top of an 80-foot beanstalk with only a single feather in between my two hands, and it's a giant feather from a giant owl, but what if I jumped off of that and attempted to use the feather as a hang glider, and then realized that that was definitely not going to work based on physics, and it barely broke my fall, so I ended up falling 80 feet and taking 60 points of damage on the way down. And what if a turtle jumped after me and that turtle instead ninja ran down the beanstalk in the most majestic way possible because he is significantly more athletic than me and he does not die, but I learned the consequences of my actions that day. I don't know, man. My D&D groups tend to be pretty fucking violent. Murder Hobo is like a kind of like colloquial term used to describe any characters who would rather kill any and all things around them versus actually do story-based stuff. But in the case of my groups, like we're talking, they commit acts of terrorism in campaigns, and I have to just kind of like roll with it. I understand what has happened, and I just kind of live with that as my group now, but it's definitely not a group of players that focus on any kind of like serious storytelling or things like that. It is 100% pure and unadulterated destruction at any and all times. It's because I don't do any session zeros, and that doesn't bother me, but I also recognize I let players play whatever the fuck they want. Oh yeah, no, that sounds about right for my group. It's not like the last time anybody did anything like we started a campaign with a guy And his character's first action was to kill a bunch of cultists, cut their faces off, and then put their faces in a bag so he could have them for later. Why? I don't know. And then he just ended up he was effectively playing that one character from the llamas with hats thing, Carl, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. Carl. Yeah, that was the character. Where? What do you mean? Also, hi, Cal. I am very confused. I don't know where this line is that's broken. Oh, duh, wait, I'm just a dumbass. Never mind, my brain is not functioning at full capacity today, so if something happens... There we go. Hey, Walter, how's it going? I am, barely holding myself together, but I'm doing my best, you know? Sometimes that's all we can fucking ask for. Okay, not bad. Also, everybody should stretch. And oh god, panic, panic, panic! I am, doing my damn best, you know? You know what I'm saying? Last couple days have been pretty fucking rough. So if I am not necessarily the most engaged, it is because my brain is doing the best that it can with what it's got. And what it's got is not very much. Yeah, I haven't really been doing too much art over the last couple of days. This has been the first time I've really I made a TikTok meme for like a quick video. But other than that, I haven't really been doing any art. I've been like physically pretty severely incapacitated the last couple of days. So that's been something for sure. But I'm choosing a really easy setup for this page today instead of doing what the page's original like script calls for, because I am a deep fried potato, and effectively all I've got the capacity for is just overall like silhouettes and I think maybe some basic background stuff, but not really anything crazy. And that's okay. But I do appreciate it, though. I am definitely doing my best. It's been really, really bad. My parents are supposed to come over today to pick stuff up, and I don't know how to tell them that there's not really that much left to take out of the apartment. We own like 4 things, you know? I gotta try and figure out where I can buy a box for a television, or how my dad wants to move that, because I don't know. I also got to figure out what I'm going to be doing from the 27th through the 30th, because I'm going to be effectively in an empty apartment with, legitimately a mattress. And that's going to be, that's the content. So that does kind of suck. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing there. We're going to do our best. Also, everybody should sit up nice and straight. Don't be crispy. Let me go see if the cat will chill the fuck out if I let him in. He's just been super anxious and he hasn't been eating. Hold on, let me go see if he ate his food. Did you eat your food? No, you just fucking left it there. Hold on, guys. I gotta give this cat other food. Dude. Okay, we'll see if that's enough to make him happy. Yeah, he's just, my cat's just anxious as fuck. He's really not doing super well. We've been having to give him, anxiety meds, every day. Because he's just like, he is as dysregulated as I am. So it's relatable, I understand. Oh, wait, is this Onyx? Woo! Yeah, it's less about that. I have diagnosed PTSD, unfortunately, so that's what's been fucking me up. But yes, for him, definitely. All the stuff's in boxes, and I think he's kind of freaked out. He's just been like sitting in the closet with all the stuff in the boxes, and we had to put a little cat bed in there because he just like, I think he's afraid that we're gonna move and then leave him, and I'm like, bro, that's not how this works, you little nugget, you little silly Billy. But I think he'll be okay once we get settled. I think this was a weird process for him because we spent so much time like overall like packing for months at a time. Months at a time. And that's not normally how I move. Normally when we move it's like, okay, last 2 weeks everything's getting into the box and then it's like it's good to go. Versus this time it's been kind of like a slow like selling of everything and all of that shit, so kind of interesting. Different like, yeah, way of going about it. So kind of crazy. But we're getting there. I still have shit to sell. So if anybody wants to buy stuff off of my Etsy, it is now the last time that you can do that, especially if you live in Canada. Until I get a job, I will not be able to sell in Canada at all. So if you want to alleviate my burden and get some stuff, all of my stuff is 50% off. It likely will never be like this ever again, and some of the stuff when it sells out, it's just going to be gone. So, if you want to help me escape the United States and leave this place, Devilman, that would be amazing and very helpful. So that would be baller. Share with your friends. all that good shit. But I think, otherwise though, well, all we have to do is figure out how to get rid of these big fucking pieces of furniture. That's been the major thing, is how do I get rid of all of my furnitures? But yeah, I'm tired. I'm over this shit. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I'm also anxiously waiting for the like open novella contest to be judged. Looks like the judges are super fucking overwhelmed. So that's a thing. I'm just kind of slowly waiting. But otherwise, I'm going to be entering Fatal Mechanisms into the Waddies. So if you guys want to read that in its entirety, I would massively appreciate any kind of upvotes on the content before it goes to the Waddies. So also, that'll be another announcement. It's free to read. It's there. And that would be awesome. Here's hoping that this thing wins the Waddies and I just get a publishing deal finally. That would be insane. I'm not a huge fan of this line here. And I know what happened. It's because this is not as effective as it needs to be. So I know what is underneath it, but I'm gonna change the silhouette because I don't like the way it looks. And that's okay. Sometimes that's the way it goes. That's probably fine. I also don't like this either. And that's okay. That's fine. Hi, Caro! We got a self-care combo! Everybody, consume the goods. This is ass. Which is surprising, as Cell Dweller's normally better than this. It looks like this week might be kind of a dud week for music. We'll see how it goes. Hi, Mr. Bubs. You're nasty. Did you eat your food? I think he ate his food. I think we did it. He's now trying to shove his face into my armpit, so I think that means yes. I think that means we succeeded. Hi, Carol. How are you today? No, know. I don't know why I didn't. Hello? Mr. Bubs, why are you over here being stinky boy? He's so... This cat he sure is something. It's okay, he's doing his best. Okay, you want to sit your little self down? I need you to sit... You're covered in water, dude. I need you to sit on my lap. If you're gonna sit here, you gotta sit on my lap. We'll see if he listens. Nice, new clothes are cool. I gotta do the opposite. I gotta get rid of all my clothes. Because I sure as hell am not moving with that. Oops. Oh, it's the same color. Oh, what do you know? Look at that. Talk about the laziest panel of all time. It may not be the laziest panel of all time, actually. Mr. Bubber, why are you so smelly? He did eat his food. You smell like beesh. He says, no, I don't. Oh my god, ad block. I know you've blocked so many ads. But you didn't block them all. No, man, if I could fucking type. You guys don't want to know how I just tried to spell Philippines. Oh my god, I can't spell. This is what I get. Philippines in Tagalog is like totally different than in English. And so I just don't even fucking register the English spelling anymore. I'm like, why isn't it spelled with an F? That's so dumb. Like, we had a choice. We could have just kept it exactly the same. And Tagalog doesn't even have an F, so that's the question. Is it's like, why? Why? There is no F. Dang it, dang Spanish. That's all I gotta say. This is literally all their fault. Oops. Oh, did you just burp, Mr. Man? That's gross. That's gross, Mr. Bubs. That's nasty. Guys, my cat's so old and so gross. Sir, you're gross. That was nasty. He's so old. Okay, I wish I had more chutzpah to actually, like... make a good page, but I don't. It is actually a miracle that I even streamed today, to be honest. I really need also this to not be right there either. Sure. I need to rework this dialogue based on what I did on the last page. Please. There we go. I didn't know if I could just push escape. It works out. Okay. Okay, I don't think I can eat any more food. My body is effectively in maintenance. It's like I will allow you to consume as much as you can before I explode and then no more. Any more than that. I'm so tired, guys. And I should have known it was going to be really hard. The timeline is lining up, so... Do I have a yin? Like a little yin head? Maybe I don't. I might need to make one. I do. Convenient. Okay, but it's really cute. He's got the little head. They're so cute! Jeez. You just double check that this does not have any typos in it, because Photoshop doesn't have a built-in fucking typo checker for whatever reason. Nope, we're good. I can spell. Congrats, good job, me. A+. Actually, you know what time it is? Give me some Diljit. Actually, this is what I want. We're gonna just enjoy whatever this is. This is David Guetta as well. What time is it? For me, 12 p.m. 12:17, just after noon. Let me see if this... It's fine. Yep, we're alright. Art is artin'. It's doing something. I don't... Oh, the art fight? Oh, art fight. Is that what you're referring to? Because I'm like, I don't know where you're... I don't know what... If I'm doing sort of art. I'm suffering. Yeah, I wanted to let everybody know that I likely will not be able to get to art fight attacks for several weeks. Like, it likely will be a third week of July situation. And if I can get through them, awesome. If not, you know, holy shit. This is surprisingly, I don't think Diljit's best work. I feel like... Oh, wait. Oh, remember we were talking about the open novella fucking shit? Hold on, wait a second. It might have just happened. Hold on. It might have just been announced. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right, hold on. All right, round 3 ambassador picks. Not me. Round 3 winners. Not me. Long list. Why can't I find... Is it because it's not loading? Oh, god damn it. I'm going to have to, like, go through this whole thing. Hold on, let's look. I'm on the long list! Guys, I did it! Ah! Okay, thank God. Woo! Alright, that's... Holy shit. That was the energy that I needed in my fucking day. Wow. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, great. Wow, alright. So, what does this mean? Okay, so Evelyn, holy shit, hold on. Evelyn is commenting on everybody's thing. Holy shit. Oh, hello? Okay. Alright, that's a crazy. Alright. So what does this mean? So now, this is the long list. Now they have to narrow down however many people are on here. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. So there's actually a lot of people on this long list here. Hold on. I would guess that there's probably about 150 people on this long list. Or 300, sorry, 300. So, I was selected out of 672 people. So now, we have to make it to the short list. And I don't know how many people they're going to be having on the short list. But that's going to be the next step, is shortlist, I think. The shortlist announcement hopefully will come shortly afterward. And then winners. So fingers crossed that I make it. So this makes me a finalist. So I am, though, this is great news because participants who make the long list will receive a long list sticker to add to their novella's cover. So that's very, very cool. I can use that for marketing later on, which is great. And then, after that, I also will be put on the ONC 2026 long list for 12 months. So that's going to be a special, like, reading list that's going to have just these people on it, which is great. So now, the next step is to make it into the short list. And if I can continue to work my way up, that'll help. So, we'll give them a week. We'll see what they say. But, that's awesome. So again, for those of you who have no idea what's going on, this is for my book, The Witch in the Woods. So if you're interested in reading an adult fairy tale, like Eastern European folk tale, fairy tale like novel, this is going to be the one. The synopsis is, Liz Von Altus has been sent by her mother to negotiate with Zarkosche, king of the fairies. If she fails, her family's life, as well as the lives of all humans in America, are at risk. To make matters worse, Liz has done the unthinkable. She's fallen in love. Will she be able to navigate her mother's will, her new feelings, and the king of the fairies, or will she lose herself and her sanity to the woods? So, it takes place mostly in Ukraine, and Ukraine in 1994. So pretty cool. So if you like Eastern European folklore, but particularly Ukrainian folklore and mythology, this is going to be the thing for you. I am stoked. I am stoked. So go check it out. Give it a little look-see. Wow, that was not what I was expecting this morning. It's my life right now is a roller coaster of the most traumatic shit I've ever lived through, and then whiplash to like really good news, and I'm not sure. My brain is like, I don't know how the fuck to handle this shit. I'm like, I don't know either. God, Diljit's so fucking talented, man. Oh my god. Yeah, it's good shit. I might listen to some Jon Bellion today, too. That seems like a Jon kind of a day. Alright, I am very excited, but I have to, like, keep my fucking head on my shoulders here. Oh, this is funky. I'm gonna actually have to put this below guaranteed, so we're gonna do that. If I can just get a fucking, like, publishing deal from the Waddies, this is a good sign, because this shows me that, like, my work is still good enough to win shit. And I recognize Mirror Gaze was not that great in the state that I submitted it. It was okay. It's a lot better now, but I think Fatal Mechanisms is, like, it's actually genuinely really, really good. So now I just have to, like, keep my chin up and hope that it will just make it through the Waddies. I have to enter that tomorrow, so that's gonna be on my list. I have to just kind of keep going. And then I have to hope that what I did with Appetite is enough. I wanted to ask everybody in here, and I'll probably post an announcement into the Discord too. But if anybody wants to beta read Appetite, that would be super helpful. It's with Eric Fenn right now, which is great. They're an amazing author, and they wrote, if you guys haven't read Lamb, Stag, and Wolf, that's a novella. Holy shit, it's so good. So I have to keep them updated, but I am slowly but surely reworking that thing, and I'm trying to get it into the hands of agents. I think it's good, and I think that the opener is now way, way better. But if you guys like Breaking Bad, if you like drug thrillers, if you like science fiction, supernatural shit, if you like Stranger Things, you'll probably like Appetite. So I'm looking for people to read through that thing and just make sure my shit is not ass. So that would be very helpful if anybody wants to read that bad boy. It's about 89,000 words, so just barely longer than Court of Snakes 2. How's it going? Well, congrats getting off of work. Good job, you did it. You free. I hope work was good. Life is a roller coaster. I'm not doing super great physically, but we did just get the announcement that I am one of the 300 stories that qualified for the Open Novella Contest 2026 long list. So that's crazy. I'm tired as fuck. I'm sick of boomers. We had a really good win here in Colorado last night. Melat Quiros is very likely going to go to the Senate, and she is primed to be the first Gen Z woman in, or not Senate, House of Representatives, pardon me, first Gen Z woman in the House of Representatives. And she is so fucking cool. And that for me is a huge win. We didn't get Julie Gonzalez though, so I'm kind of sad about that shit. John Hickenlooper strikes again, but here we are. Did this save? Yeah, I did. I already saved it. Yeah, so I'm trying to ride that high amid all of the other stupid, weird shit that this country is doing. But it could be worse. It definitely could be worse. But yes, I'm very excited about it. If anybody wants to read through Witch in the Woods, it's here. It's a novella, so it's only 25,000 words. It's like a fourth or a third of the length of a standard book. And I would be so honored if you wanted to check it out. I'm very happy with it. Okay, what do I want to do here? Oh, I recognize my brain is not strong enough to, I really want to be able to, like, get through these pages and be good. But I am split pea soup. Okay, I need to think very seriously about what I'm doing here. The question is do I want to do something fun now that I finished this page, or do I want to... I might try and tackle this next page tomorrow when I'm feeling more, awake. Because this is good enough for today. Good enough for today, yeah. I just have to tell myself, it's like, that's fine. It's fine. So, I'm gonna go do something else. And that's okay. So, we're gonna spend the rest of the stream just kind of decompressing. And do that instead. So, no longer comics, but I have about an hour and a half before I have to, like, stop. Let me look at this here. Okay, I'm looking at all my references. Okay. Alright, so first, I'm doing a, neoclassical studies, so this is where this gets kind of difficult. I really should do some more art studies. But yeah, I'm giving up. For those of you who are stuck in Ad Town, I'm giving up on comics today because my brain is fried and I cannot cope. So we're switching gears, and then I'll work on that big page tomorrow. So this is where we're at. I probably could have just done that off stream, but I'm still glad I streamed today. I think that this background is a little bit brown, but that's okay. Well, and I have to think about, hold on, I need to think about my composition here. Just to study. I'm trying to study modern neoclassical paintings. And I saw this pose that another artist did, and I was super inspired. Great anatomy, and neoclassical pieces are really about like super ultra detailed lighting and lots of brown tones. So I'm going to do my best to try and emulate this as best as I can. We're gonna see how it goes. Mostly just a practice of lighting and understanding neoclassical painting techniques is going to be really the big thing. God, Diljit! Oh, our bot. Get out of here. I wish I had more energy to explain what I'm doing, but my, like, I just don't have the mental faculties to do so. Get out of here, little demon. Okay. So the tricky bit is that I'm not allowed to use line art on this background, so I need to go in and get some shit going. Okay. Lots of references. I have about 1 million references open, I'm not gonna lie. But after I get this basic blocking in, I gotta turn off the sketch. Yeah, I wanted to really push myself with some anatomy and practice some more classical techniques. and see if I can figure out how to create something. Yeah, not bad. How to create something that is a little bit more, that has more of a traditional feel to it, more sfumato, more texture. So it's going to be a little bit of, a lot of different, different techniques. I deeply respect neoclassical art. It's one of my favorite art styles, so I have to try and figure out if I can blend all the techniques that I have so far into... Ouch. I love it when my fucking elbow just randomly hurts super bad. Crazy. Okay, I'm looking at all these references. I don't normally paint without lines, or it's been a minute since I've done that. So it's going to be a matter of really pushing these techniques and textures so that way it's really pretty. We're going to see if I can get this to do what I need it to do. I'm trying to figure out if I want this to be hello. Okay, I guess my thumbnail's gone. I think I am going to make this slightly more saturated, actually. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if I can get this like bloom, and then I need to figure out what I'm doing with texture here because I really need this to like work. No, not that. I have to just trust myself. References are important, you know? I understand. This is actually going to be how this goes. Yeah, better. Better. I'm going to be doing this in a slightly different way than the reference that I have because I have to understand how effectively the light principles work. Let me switch playlists here. I'm distracted by listening to new stuff. Yeah, and trying to pull this off is difficult because a lot of the neoclassical techniques require oil, and oil blends like crazy. And obviously, digital does not do that. So, I don't hate this. But what I do need, hold on. I need like a fabric texture because that's going to really help. And it's hard because I want to be able to create a believable piece of fabric, but I don't want it to look... I needed to have, like, some kind of a delicate, like, I guess, overall pattern to it. Sorry, I wish my brain was not, completely brain dead, because when I say that, like, even speaking is difficult, it's been a rough last couple of days, guys. Everybody should stretch and hydrate, though. Hi, Riddle, how's it going? I don't really like this, actually. And I don't want this to be super, like, distracting. The neoclassical backgrounds tend to be pretty soft, so I need to figure out which blending mode to use to make this not distracting as fuck. And it's probably going to be soft light, if I imagine this correctly. And this is just, yeah, as subtle as I possibly can get it without it being so obvious that that's what's going on. We just need to be very chill. Hopefully Demon Slayers is good. I have not watched it, so I would not know. It's been a long minute since I could watch anime. But it's got a funky art style, and I appreciate that. If I can get this to do what I need it to do. This may be too detailed, so I might have to take this down even more than what I have. Erase it even, or make it even more, yeah, more transparent than it already is, which is saying a lot. Because this should be effectively like a breath of a pattern. Should be really, really subtle. And even still, I need to make sure that certain areas are super, like, light. It's hard. I'm going to go ahead and stop there, and then I kind of want... I gotta be very gentle with this. I'm going to use this as a texture. And then we're going to pick... Oh, linear burn looks good. Linear burn looks good. Okay. This is a great way to fake brocade. That's really what I needed, actually. Oh my god, your first anime. Thank you, Riddle. Seriously, I appreciate it so much. And everybody who supported the campaign, that's huge. I would not be here if it was not for you guys. So, like, I really do... I mean that a lot. Like, it's just... I'm still low-key recovering from, being stressed out and tired as fuck. over the entire thing, but I do appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna leave this alone for right now. And now let me go ahead and work on the hoop. This is easy. Hoop is easy. This is Ed. For those of you guys who are new to stream, this is Ed. He's not in a book yet, but by God, he will be eventually. He's my Victorian English serial killer. He's a lovely chap. See, and it's tough because I have to figure out if I want to keep the lines, and I think the answer is no. So now this is where we're going to start to tap into. I'm going to lay out all of my kind of blocking shapes here so that I can see where I'm going with this. But otherwise, I think I'm going to get rid of the lines. And then I need this and this. So now let's turn this off. So now we're going to have to very slowly actually paint this thing out. Can you believe it? Actually painting and not relying on line art. Crazy. Crazy. And also, for those of you who are not familiar with neoclassical art, neoclassical art was an art movement from the 1760s to the 1840s. And it revived the ideals of ancient Greece and Rome, but it was driven predominantly by, like, Enlightenment philosophies and was not as extravagant or playful as, like, Rococo art in terms of, like, symmetry, clarity, discipline, seriousness. It was inspired by, like, the 18th century archaeological discoveries at Pompeii, specifically a lot of the art that was, like, pulled up from there. Lots of classical history, and military paintings. Clean lines, smooth brushwork, less bright colors. So, Jacques-Louis David is probably, like, my favorite neoclassical artist, I think. But that's kind of what we're going for, is a revival of classical painting styles. It produced some of the best lit pieces I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, the lighting is just so insanely strong. So that's going to be my goal, is to continue to keep my line art and, like, the stuff that I normally work with while also tapping into this shit. I was working on comics, but not anymore. Bye, Riddle. See you later. I wish that my brain was not such pea soup. I really should be working on, like, other more important shit. I still haven't gotten rejected from EA, though, so I'm scared. I'm scared. This is Ed's playlist, actually, so if you guys are interested, let me know and I can share the link. All of my books have playlists, for those of you who didn't know. I love, pairing music with characters for that visceral 4D experience. I'm going to be also doing a bunch of studies of Niskanen as well while I'm working on this, so it's a little bit of column A, column B. Was doing a sketchy the other day, and then I just got done grading a bunch of master's studies from my students, so I figured it was time to bust out a good study so that way I can figure out how I want to continue to paint going forward. I've been feeling a little bit stiff in terms of style and texture, and I want to be able to utilize more of the stuff that I love. I just have to experiment and figure out how I want to use it. I think the light, hold on, I had the lighting reference here. It's coming from this direction, so I also need to remember that this is where that cast shadow is going to be. Yeah, this too. I'm going to also be, remember that cast shadow study that I did like a couple weeks ago? I'm going to be really leaning into that as well. Because I want this lighting to be just like the craziest fucking lighting of all time. Should probably change my stream title. I guess nobody really, like, reads the stream titles on Twitch. Like, they just kind of fucking click it. So I'm not that worried about it. Or... Okay. Your brain is also PS2. I've just been having, like, effectively the worst PTSD of all fucking time the last couple of days. So, but the brain fog from the PTSD is pretty fucking severe. I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm able to really do any, like, art at all today. But it's been, that's why I haven't streamed for the last couple of days. It's been, like, effectively 2 days of, like, the most extreme symptoms I've had in, like, a decade. So I am tired. Like, to the point where it's difficult for me to talk. You know, it's like, it sucks. People are like, what's having PTSD like? And I'm like, well... some days you wake up and you just physically can't fucking do anything. Regular ass shit that your body did yesterday, it ain't doing it today. Yeah, like, it's, I think when people think of PTSD, you know, they think of, like, dudes in war zones, and then they hear loud noises and it scares them, you know? It's like, I'm having a war flashback, right? But they don't realize that it's like, when you're in a war environment, or you feel as though you are in a war environment, you're effectively on hypervigilance all the time, including when you sleep. So you're effectively just not sleeping at all. And that level of energy that it requires for your brain to effectively be awake while you're asleep, and just awake in general 24/7, results in you not really being able to use your brain for anything else. So some days are better than others, but, like, for the most part, it's like Good luck remembering to eat. Good luck knowing what your name is. Good luck being able to find things in your apartment. Like, it's not gonna fucking happen. And then you couple that with, of course, autism and ADHD, and that results in effectively a grown-ass human who can't take care of themselves, you know? So it's like, it can get pretty fucking severe. I haven't been in this spot for a long time. And that's, it's hard. I'm excited to get the move done and to be able to not have to feel like this, at least for a little while. If I can continue to just kind of have good wins, and, like, if I get a job at EA, for example, I'm gonna... That'll change my life. Like, it's just very weird to think about how effectively 1/3 of my life has been PTSD. Like, that's the reality. And there's not really anything I can do about it except move forward, but, like, it's a major reason that I haven't really gotten, like, a, quote, normal job. You know, it's like, it's hard to have a normal job when you feel like you're constantly in a blast zone. Okay, this is doing exactly what I need it to do, which is actually really good. Okay, time to go look at references again. I'm gonna have to patina the shit out of this. Because I do not want this to be, like, ultra bright, but... And I'm probably going to have to go back and touch this up again once I lay down the shadows and highlights on my figure. But that's okay. That's a later me problem. Okay, not bad. Guys, I can paint without lines. Crazy. Crazy. Just kidding. I'm full of lies. I am a lying liar pants. I want to give this metal texture. The thing about neoclassicism is you don't want to go too ham with highlights. You have to be very, very sparing with that shit. Very delicate, because we don't want to go too ape. But yeah, it's It's been a lot, but that's okay. I just want it to be done. Hi Ava, how are you? I am hanging in there. Having a fucking PTSD episode that's been lasting for like 4 days, but other than that, I am brain fog king, but I am not dead. Cheesecake sounds good as fuck right now, though. That actually sounds so good. Okay, now let me go ahead and actually, well, yeah. We're gonna do, let's do a color dodge. Well, maybe not. I gotta do some reflected light here. Yeah, chocolate cheesecake's my fave. It's true, it's true. Shit's amazing. There's actually not that much reflected light that I can do here. Oh god, that's the worst. The wait time is awful. I think, yeah, it's this one that I want. No, maybe not. This works. This is more of a canvas, but I'll take it. It gives a very, like, dry brush texture to shit, which is not a bad thing. I just gotta be really gentle. Gentle! I just want to go fucking sleep forever. That's kind of where I'm at. Where's that, like, that one on Anais Mitchell lyric? Fucking, I want to lie down forever. She knows. I get it. Okay, so now let's flip this the other direction. And just very gently, this is as if I am dry brushing over a canvas. At least I know how the shit functions in real life, so I can be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I want out of this. This can also be achieved with a paper towel and acrylic paint. Nice texture on that brush, though. I love that brush. All right. So now we got our hoop. I'm also going to go into the background here. I think I need some kind of like the darkest brown of all human time. What are you? Are you what I want? Oh my god, you are. Yeah, because I need some kind of, like, moleskin texture here. Velvet. Or suede, maybe. Something to make this look like it's a canvas and not just a black void, you know what I'm saying? Jace is fine. Getting through the last couple of days of work before we move. He's been like fully booked and doing pretty well, so just he's honestly he's legit the only fucking thing keeping the house together, so bro is literally backpacking our lives. He has exactly 15 more days of work. Well, and actually even less, because he's got, let's see, what days does he have off? 10 more days. 10 actual days of work left. All right. So I like the start of this, but I still feel like I need some like hatching. So where's my Leyendecker brush? This is linear burn. I'm going to do a new layer here. So this is going to be the Leyendecker technique, bringing this in. And hopefully I'll have some degree of control over how this goes down, because I really would like... I gotta be careful because some of this needs to be like the gentlest, softest hatching here. I don't want to do too much because I don't want to pull from like the neoclassical look of stuff, but also to that Leyendecker hatch is really important to me. I can't touch this. And actually, I think that was really all that I needed. That's nice. That's some good texture there. Okay. So that's the easy part. Now the hard part. Okay, let me go figure out what I need. Which references I actually need. I don't need that one anymore. I'm going to leave this one. I don't need the Oath of Haratai anymore. I don't think I need that anymore either. Okay. Okay, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up this hoop. That's not really what I want here. That's better. I just need to very delicately hit the edge of these cast shadows. There we go. Better. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Okay. And actually... Oh, this is fine. And actually, I can do this. I'm going to do this on the underpainting here. So this is effectively, I'm laying in bone. And then also other undertone colors. So wherever the bone is the strongest, I'm going to put this here. Just to give the skin some color variety so it's not all the same fucking color, you know what I'm saying? Because skin is freakishly translucent. Ed's been shot like 90 times. So today is also going to be an experiment in, probably not today, but eventually it will be an experiment in painting scars. So that might be hard, but we'll see how it goes. Because I really would like this line art to be here. And I think the whole line art is going to end up being brown. Line art was not very common in neoclassical work, so I gotta just try and, like, make it work. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Now I'm doing my pinks. Sorry che cosa come magichiare, come ciò to beato, come magichiare. I wish that I could just play Overwatch and do absolutely nothing else today. That would be incredible. If only I had the power. I just don't want to do adulty shit right now. I'm not really sure how, like, modern, like, life expectations expect a human to be able to just get the emotional shit kicked out of them and then just continue to function. Like, that's crazy to me. They're like, have fun raw dogging it, and you're like, what the fuck? But I don't want a raw dog. I want no dog. What? And then you just have to just kind of vibe, and that's fucking A. It's awful. Like, we are all just kind of collectively just, like, barely fucking holding on, and it's like, Okay, so this will make sense. My mom apparently used raw dogging in the incorrect context because she heard me fucking saying it, and she didn't realize that it was, like, slang for fucking, like, the origin of the phrase is, like, fucking with no condom. And she used it in the correct context, which was like, I'm just gonna have to go out into the heat and raw dog this garden, right? Because that would be how I would use it. And then my dad was like, bro, did you just say raw dogging? And my mom was like, what? And she fucking didn't know. She didn't know. She was like, my bad. I'm like, you gotta watch out, Mom. You're sounding like the youths. All right. So I guess I'm gonna just really quickly censor this little guy because I know Jeff Bezos is gonna fucking eject my ass off of the internet faster than I can poop. If he sees this nip knot, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna go, die, demon, and then just, you know, throw me directly into hell. He's fine. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. That's my reference. What I need from this is I need to be able to get down where my cast shadows are. So even though I can't really see what's going on, I'm just going to kind of block them in. Oh, wait, I'm a dumbass. Hold on. Edit, redo, step forward. It's fine. I love how this is just us being afraid of the Ken doll. This is what this is. I do feel bad. I feel bad that we as a society are just so fucking not okay with even... Oh, this is the wrong color. Right spot, wrong color. That we're just, like, so not okay with, like, Even the Ken doll body, I don't know. It feels weird as an artist, not gonna lie. I guess I've just seen so much pain in my life that at this point I'm like, this is literally nothing. This is like, this is just, it's just a naked model, man. There's like not anything going on. If I get fucking booted off of stream, y'all know what happened to me. It's just weird to me because I have this stream marked as like 18 plus as well, so I'm like, what happened? Okay, so this is fine. I understand their terms of service, but also... Oh, I also wanted to let y'all know, I saw some weird fucking misinformation floating around the internet. If y'all see any posts about how Linktree is gonna fucking train AI off of your fucking Linktree links, that is false, by the way. Just in case anybody fucking sees that shit. How did I do this? Hold on, I gotta open up. I gotta go look at my layers here. Because I did this entire ass study. I'm gonna go look at what my layers were because this is gonna help me with this. Oh, I think I put this on. Oh. I understand. Okay, so let me turn all this off here so that I can see what I'm doing because actually, okay, so this, just kidding, we're turning this off. Okay. Or rather, yeah. No, I'll keep it on, but we're doing this in a different layer. This is a form shadow layer, not a cast shadow layer. So let me get this down really quick. And I'm going to worry less about the other stuff. I'm glad that I can have these lighting references here because this makes this almost just like working with a model. It's crazy. So the reason I'm separating this out is because there are multiple different types of shadows. There's a form shadow, a cast shadow, and an AO shadow. And AO stands for ambient occlusion. It's mostly used in game design and film. But form shadows are the shadows that circle around a form from effectively wherever the light source is. So in this case, my light source is kind of centered. So I'm going to be going in and drawing all of the shadows, the softer shadows that make things look 3D. Cast shadows are from when one object crosses in front of another and then creates a shadow. And then ambient occlusion is shadows from the environment. So it's a little bit different. This reference that I have doesn't have an AO shadow, so I'm going to have to put it in myself. But I don't normally do this on like other layers, so I'm having to change my process a little bit. The more that I practice more intense lighting, the more it does change my process. So, and that's okay. And I wish that I could very easily move this shit around, but I cannot. So this is where this gets difficult because everything in here is hidden by cast shadows, so I'm going to have to just effectively guess at these shadows, which is okay. Pull on what I know from studies that I've done and other drawings that I've done, then go in and do the AO or the cast shadow later. And after I get this layer in, I may go in and do the cast shadows. This lip is so damn glossy in this reference image. Holy shit. Okay, because the light is coming from that direction, so the cast shadow for this would not fall. Well, no, it would. And that's okay. So we're going to have to guess. I think this cast shadow is going to be absorbed by the other cast shadow from the arm. So I'm less worried about that. Okay, so let me get these fingers in here. It's going to be a lot of me flicking this reference image on and off, but... Hi, Ritsu. How's it going? Okay, so this background is actually really doing it for me. I am doing the best I can, but otherwise I'm alright. I've been writing out a really severe PTSD episode over the last couple of days, so I haven't been streaming. But otherwise, I am alright. Getting ready, gearing up to move. So that's what's been really difficult lately, is that and a bunch of other shit, but mostly just prepping to move. So we decided to take a break from comics and are now just painting for fun in an attempt to get my brain to calm the fuck down. And it's kind of working. Sort of. Hopefully everything gets better. I hope so too. Unfortunately, a lot of my PTSD is just because of fucking US. So like, as soon as I'm out of here, I think it will get better. But it's really kind of like a, you know, I have to wait to move to see a situation. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will help. But yeah, it's been kind of rough. Not gonna lie. Trying to adult on top of that has been really awful, but we're almost there. It's in the wrong spot. Divani ho, divani, divani ho, gay. Ode ishketi kahani ho gay. This is the most unnecessarily sexy scene in a movie for no fucking reason. If you guys haven't seen Bajirao Mastani, it's fucking good. So dramatic. But it's really good. But yeah, so I'm working on a little personal painting and prepping my brain for the rest of the day. In terms of announcements for me, I got news actually on stream. We were here like literally, it was like about an hour ago or so, that my book Witch in the Woods is now on the long list for finalists for a novella contest. So if you want to read an Eastern European folklore story, it's like 25,000 words. It's a little novella. I just dropped the link into the chat there. And then also the other major announcement is that after I move, I won't be able to sell stuff on Etsy. So if you want to get any of my stuff, that includes any books that I have left, keychains, crochet goods, like any of those things. It's all 50% off. And like the 30 or the 27th of July is really the cutoff date. After that, I'm going to be just closing my Etsy store, and it likely will not be open for several years. So speak now or forever hold your peace. Also, it means that I have to store less shit at my parents' house, which is also very helpful. See, so we got kind of a block that comes up over a hand like this. This is also technically a massive cast shadow under here as well. Well, that's okay. This Girls Gamakas are so good. This is the Pica Padacone, I think. I love getting calls from Spam Risk. That's my favorite. Okay. So effectively we're going to do, just like we did over here, this is going to be just the first basic layer of skin. So I'm going to also do some highlights as well. So let's start back up here. I like this light source because it is really strong. So that's something that I have to consider as I'm working on the piece too, is that how heavy do I want to make the light source? And the answer is it's going to be heaviest where he's getting literally hit directly by the laser. And then everything outside of that is not as intense. Yeah. Okay. Using the DAZ render tool to simulate lighting is the most useful shit I have ever done in my whole life. This is actually not right. There we go. So that's going to be, this is going to be the brightest part of the painting, is that hand. And then oh, I also realized I'm a dumbass, and you want to know who didn't do any shading on the ear? It was me. But that's okay. I'm not going to put anything on that effectively. That's all that I need to do. This lighting ended up being really beautifully centered. I'm good at staging, at least. I know what I'm doing. It's nice to not have to suffer and then go and try and find, you know, like, references, like lighting references for shit. Let's see, this is centered here. That's pretty much that. And then on this face, this is where this shit gets kind of stupid. A bit of a boned chin here. This is where this gets difficult because he's got a mustache. And then unfortunately, I'm going to have to just kind of ride out the rest of this in the cast shadow, but that's fine. Yeah, not bad. Okay, nice. A lot of the shadow is like just overall covered by, or body is covered by clothing, so I'm gonna have to really think about how I want to go about doing that at the end of the day here. I recognize every painting teacher ever is probably like, why are you painting in segments like this? Because it helps me not get overwhelmed, because I got the ADHD. So I'm going to paint the flesh bit. I'm painting the flesh first. Because that's how I like to paint, Rebecca. This is significantly less bright here, so sometimes you just go, I don't put stuff there, and then you leave it alone. Okay, save, because we don't want anything to crash. I'm so scared about my dad driving my computer 3 days across the country. I'm fucking terrified. So this is going to be called, oh, stop it. So this is Shadow Pass 1. And then we're going to do the second Shadow Pass here. So now that I've got this down, yeah. So I'm going to go in and put another layer of stuff in. And this is to just enrich the shadows here in the areas that are furthest away from the light. And some of these spots will get pretty intensely hit, but then others will be left alone. And I have to just kind of decide where I want to put that down. I just want to go zone out and, let me see, where's... This whole hand has pretty heavy shadows on it. I just want to go zone out and play fucking Assassin's Creed. That's all I want. At least the Ultra Greedy Cultists die in that game. Most unrealistic thing about Assassin's Creed. Consequences for billionaires. Whoops, wrong layer. Okay, slowly but surely. If it had a theme song, it would be this one. Slow. I'm going to paint on all of the scars and veins later, because I don't have time for that shit. Leave it to you. A harbinger of what lies next to me. Okay, so now what's happening is effectively the sfumato is starting to hit, which is good. So I'm going to have to sfumato this whole edge a little bit, but it's going. Okay, I can see the process here. I worked with ultra thin lines, which is not something that I typically do. Like, I have this big blocky cast shadow here, obviously, but that's typically not something that I focus on. Okay. I feel like that's pretty good, too. It's not really going to be that much intensity here. Tell me it's not too late. All of this time, decisions were mine to make. I just wasn't ready for the change. Well, these guys' music is completely free, by the way. At least it was the last time I looked. I ended up discovering these guys on accident and finding their music on a free music site. So everybody go support Captain Ivory, because I don't know who the fuck decides that they're just going to give away all their music for free, but that's pretty fucking sick. Okay, I need to get this. Sure. Whoops. Having references is so important, guys. Just saying. It's so fucking important. All right. No, actually, just kidding. Not quite. I was very eager to be done with this, but that is not the case. I'm gonna be putting in that cast shadow, so it's not really gonna matter at the end of the day kind of what this looks like under here. Let me see. Yeah.
Okay, so now we save, and then now we're going to go in with this orange color, and this goes here. It's also going to go here. So effectively, this is called subsurface scattering. This is where under the skin, because your skin is kind of translucent, it effectively reflects itself. Oh, that's my father. Sir, I'm working. I'm so sorry. I can't fucking talk to you. Give me 10 minutes. So it's going to reflect itself. So in other words, anytime that there's potential bounce light from a area where skin is underneath it, I'm going to add in that subsurface shady color. It's mostly where there are pretty intense form shadows, and that's going to be the big part of it. It's one of those things where you don't really want to overdo it. And that's it. Because then you don't want things to look too orange. Orange. Now I'm going in with my darkest color right up next to these cast shadows. And this will get adjusted as well, because at the end of the day, there's going to be more extra layers with extra cast shadows on them. Because that's how this goes. Like the nostrils, the lippy, inside of the ear. Over here. Over here. Because I really want these cast shadows to feel very natural. And these cast shadows will get painted a different color as well, so... Okay. Alright. Now, the next bit is also... I'm going to go with a yellow light here. Now we're going to get the bright-ass spots. Okay, so we got the boom. I'm going with more of a yellow light because this painting is more golden tone. So I don't want this to be too pink. All the way up this side. Skin can get kind of greasy. I don't know if you guys knew that. Just in case you didn't know. See, down the middle finger like this. Tip of this finger. Edge of that finger down into the other meat, the hand meat. I'm not allowed to talk to myself while I do art, to be honest. This should be illegal. I need to not talk about the hand meat. Yeah, this is my favorite part of the process. It's very meditative to me. Okay, so let's see. Right there up the side of this arm. Yeah, especially skin, I find it beautifully complex. Okay, right around this and a little bit. Let me bloom it out. Having a good lighting reference, at least for me, is pretty critical. God, I love doing this kind of work. I don't get to do it as much as I would like anymore, so I have to take what I can. Okay. So there are a few more areas where this is going to be really hot. The light, and then the rest of it I'm just going to effectively ignore. Right, so then that gets ignored, all of that. I like this. Yeah, it's definitely, this is the thing that has taken me the most time to learn how to do. Lots of observational drawing will help, but it's really kind of knowing how light reacts with certain materials, and doing like 3D work actually has helped me a lot. Hold on, my mom is calling me. Give me just 1 second. They called me twice, so something might be wrong. 1 moment. See, this is why split pea soup brain is bad, because I forgot that my parents were coming today, and so guess who is downstairs? So let me finish. I just got to finish up this, like, I'm going to kick myself if I don't. Let me go right up this arm. Really gentle here. I'm going to finish this pass of shading, and then I got to go down and get my parents. So thank you again to everybody who hung out on stream today while I really quickly finish this up real fast. I am going to probably be back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be more refreshed and I'll be able to work on that new page. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. But I also wanted to say again, a mega thank you to everybody who backed the Kickstarter, even if it was like, you know, a little pledge. That shit matters, and it was amazing to see that thing rocket over a stretch goal, and to a point where for the first time in my career I can pay myself for writing a book. Crazy. So thank you so much for that. I'll be sending out surveys today, so keep your eye on that one, and I'll be back tomorrow to work more on comics. So hopefully, if not, I'll let you know. It'll be in the Discord, but I will see you all later. Bye bye.